Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to all of you. Thanks so much for joining us as we explore real estate markets all over the world. We are committed to educating you on real estate possibilities that are beyond your own city. And they really are so very many. Another one of our goals on Let's Explore is to connect you with experts throughout the world who can take a dream, maybe second home ownership or an investment home or vacation home ownership into a reality. And why not, right? I mean, throughout this series on Let's Explore, we have shown people how it is not only affordable, but many times actually a profit center, something you can use, enjoy with your families, build memories, and also make money off of that. And I'm just passionate about showing that and sharing that. So I'm very, very proud to say that our team here at Explore have successfully matched buyers and agents over the past few years, from an estate winery in Europe to a recent referral to Portugal. So it does happen, and there's a lot of interest. And we intend to continue kind of turning your goals into real life with the collaboration of agents from our 850 Keller Williams offices nationally and our now 56 global regions. And we're hoping for a few additional regions next month. I think they recently added Saudi Arabia and Guyana, which is just crazy to me. That's so exciting. So growth. So let's get exploring this morning. The Spanish conquerors were no dummies when they decided that this island was the place to settle. So surrounded by the tallest mountains of the Greater Antilles on one side and pristine beaches on the other, our featured country is one of the most visited islands in all of the Caribbean. There are multicolored costumes of Carnival to merengue and bachata music to fuel your groove. This country also offers its natural gifts. The landscape here is actually surprisingly diverse for such a small country. I was surprised to learn that. Of course, in addition to those sandy beaches, you have rainforests, rivers, lakes, and 27, count them, 27 waterfalls. Everybody loves a waterfall. And I also read that there is, I don't know if this is myth or fact, but there is a hypersaline lake home to the largest crocodile population in the Caribbean. I suggest maybe you avoid that area. But with that all being said, the highlight of our country is undoubtedly the people. Culturally diverse, melting pot of Spanish, Taino, and African influences who bring each of the respective cultures and really add to the richness of the experience. The residents are friendly, dance-loving bunch who like to entertain, and they're very proud of their famous native sons like Oscar de la Renta and baller Hall of Famer Vladimir Guerrera. So let's grab our bowl of the national dish, Bandera Dominica, and a Presidente. It might be too early to start drinking, but it's worth the suggestion. And let's listen to all of the splendor of the Dominican Republic. So we are joined today by the experts from Punta Cana, the Santo Domingo, Puerto Plata, just anywhere you can think. These are the folks to go and collaborate with to purchase and to visit the Dominican Republic. So we've got Juliancy Garo, is that right, Juliancy? I hope I'm not butchering your name. Christy Dusty and Felipe De La Rosa. Welcome everybody. We're so grateful to have you, and I'm going to let each one of you introduce yourselves and give us a little bit of background of what makes you so special. So ladies first, Christy.
Well, thank you, Jeanette. Thanks for having us today. And I'm actually a U.S. agent who's based in Las Vegas. I sell luxury in Las Vegas. And I started traveling to the Dominican Republic last year just on vacation. And I had been there once before, about 10 years ago, and had really fallen in love with the country and its people. And just started going back and forth since July and learning about the real estate market there. We do have a Keller Williams office in Punta Cana. And so I did connect with Felipe. And in February, I started my team down there. So now I've got a team of 4 or 5 agents working down there. And really my job is to connect the US and American, or the US and Canadian dollars to that market. And, 95% of the dollars that come in through the KW Punta Cana office are Canadian and US dollars. So it's imperative to get in front of those investors and make them aware of what's going on down there, because there's a lot of inventory available at great price points, and very little restrictions when it comes to short-term rentals, as well as a few other benefits for foreign investors. So that's what really attracted me, as the US market and the market in Las Vegas is just getting so tight with inventory and not a lot of options for investors. This was a great option to offer my clients. And so Felipe and Jeanette are down there full time, and so it's been imperative to connect with them, and they share a lot of the new construction projects with me, so that I can pass them along to my U.S. clients. So with that, I'll introduce Felipe, and he can talk a little bit about one of the builders he's working with very closely that we work together to sell, and that's Noval Properties. So Felipe, why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself and how you got, started selling real estate down there?
Yes. Well, thank you so much, guys. I'm originally from New York, from Queens area. I've been here already living for the past 19 years. My family, my mother and father are from Higüey, the Punta Cana area. And after 9/11, we all moved as a family here. Back in 2003. So I've been doing real estate already for the past 7 years. And as Christy mentioned, I am the listing agent of the Noval Properties. To talk a little bit of Noval is the biggest home developer in the whole Punta Cana area. And it's been building since 2003 here in Punta Cana. They have delivered more than 1,000 properties. So one of the projects that we will be talking, it's about Ocean Bay, which is a luxury residence starting at 855 Ocean Fronts, 3 bedrooms. Right now, there's already limited inventory, and the prices go from that range all the way up to $1,300,000.
Nice. Well, I can't wait to see those. Thank you for sharing that. Jeanette, tell us a little bit about you.
Yes, hi guys. I am an agent. I'm from Dominican Republic, actually from the south of the island. But I moved and I started working real estate in Santo Domingo, which I have a team there. And actually, I'm living since 1 year in Punta Cana and working there and starting a team in Punta Cana. So I have real estate agents in Santo Domingo and in Punta Cana, and we are working for properties investors and developers that are working here. That they are from Santo Domingo and moving here to keep expanding the movement that we have here in Punta Cana.
There we go. I think it's very nice to have natives and transplants, because you all bring a different perspective. So I'm excited about that. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm first going to ask the audience, I forgot to mention a little bit of housekeeping. If you could just take a moment and tag any friends or clients in the comment box when you're viewing this, and then that way they can come in and take a look. Just let them know it's here. They can also find episodes of past episodes on our YouTube channel, things we've done nationally and internationally. So I know the 3 of you take a consultative approach with your clients. And so I'm sure you would agree that making a decision like this, investing for a second home or even moving to a country full time, it's a serious undertaking. There's much to know, much to learn before making a purchase. So what we're going to talk about next in the next 10 or 15 minutes is really kind of those important things, from financing to hold cost or taxes, or if the purchase can be monetized when people are not using it. So I think it's important to be smart, of course, with the money. So we're going to have some Q&A with the three of our experts here. And then when we get to the last kind of 15 minutes, we're going to share 5 properties, one of which Felipe has already kind of given us a sneak peek to. So we'll delve into those just a bit. And then at the very end, we're going to have all the contact information up for our experts. So be prepared to take a screenshot, write the information down and save it. You never know when you're going to want to buy real estate in the Dominican, and we want these folks to be your resource. So let's get started. I'd love to know, I think we touched on this just a bit, but who are your foreign buyers? Not just are they Canadian and American. I mean, on the East Coast of the US, you can get to the Dominican in 2 hours. So I think it's no surprise that you have a lot of Americans wishing to live in this fun, exotic place, who people that are searching for low cost of living or nice climate. Of course, the Dominican has all of that to offer. But are you seeing families, older citizens, empty nesters? Just kind of tell me about your typical buyer that is interested in purchasing.
I could answer that. Yeah, no, definitely. Now we're experiencing a lot of clients that are looking to relocate themselves here to Punta Cana, especially that there's so many cities that are opening up with direct flights. Just being so close to the US, obviously the cost of living is more affordable here than now parts of, California or Florida. And now people could work from home. So the reality is there's so many opportunities of real estate, like Christy was mentioning, a lot of inventory. And that is the main reason why people are just considering to move down here. I mean, our weather, the people, you have it all here pretty much.
So are you saying you're seeing people not just buying second homes, but actually moving?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, we experience, all the time. Jaleesi could tell you as well. Every time we're showing properties, there's even tenants that they're on Zoom, working from home. I mean, the other day we were just visiting a condo by the beach, and there was an executive from JP Morgan Chase, and she was just working from her condo there.
Gosh, Jaleesi, I don't know about you, but it would be really tough for me to work with those beaches. I have to be extremely disciplined, but I can see that, and I think in the past few years we really have, I think, seen an extremely positive shift in the ability for people to be flexible and start living those dreams, start putting those goals into reality now, instead of waiting to retirement like maybe our parents had to do, or generations before that. So why not? That's why we say, why not now? If you can do it. So Jaleesi, could you maybe talk just a little bit about perhaps are purchases done in cash? Are there financing opportunities? What are the options?
We have a lot of options here to buy. It's not that structure. Normally the clients come here with an idea, and here is easier than they think. Because here we have a lot of developers that work with a small down payment, and you keep paying as the construction's going on, and after the end you make bank
loans.
Sorry.
So
a bank loan, or pay cash the difference between the down payment and what you pay in the process.
Are you seeing more financing compared to cash, or is it equal?
It's equal. It's equal. It's equal.
Well, it's good to have the option because some people
Yeah.
have money and not put it all in. But we'll talk about pricing here in a minute. You have fairly affordable entry level pricing, so somebody could pay for the entire thing being cash. So Christy, I'm understanding that the rules for foreigners to purchase are pretty straightforward. Is that correct? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
They definitely welcome foreign dollars down there, and they offer several incentives to try to attract those foreign dollars. One of the benefits they offer is dual citizenship. If you buy a property, I believe it's over 200,000. Correct me if I'm wrong, Felipe, Angie, Lindsay.
140K.
140K, higher, anything higher than that, you're eligible for dual residency and dual citizenship. So that's attractive. And you're so right. A lot of my clients are looking to maybe leave the US when they retire. They're taking their money, they're selling their houses in California and Nevada for, top market value. And they're taking that bank and going down there and buying, you can buy a 3,000 square foot brand new construction home with a pool for under $400,000 that is also available for short-term rental with no restrictions. So, it's very attractive to many of my American clients who are either looking to retire there or are looking for investment properties. The cap rates down there are 6 to 8%. The occupancy rate for these short-term rentals right now is 85 to 95%. I mean, Punta Cana is the hot city in the Caribbean right now. They're building a second international airport to support all of the tourism that's been coming in. So, another benefit they offer, they have a special tax exempt benefit called Confiture, where there are certain properties that are in designated tourist areas that are tax exempt, property tax exempt for 15 years. And
correct.
if the property is under 144,000, it's exempt from property taxes indefinitely. So, that's something that's also very attractive to a lot of my investors.
All of my properties have that.
Yeah, and so Felipe, everyone wants to avoid taxes, right? So aside from what Christy just mentioned, if there is property tax, though, it's very low. Isn't it just like 1%?
Yes. So even though, let's say, any of the clients would decide to go for one of these luxury oceanfront condos that start at $855, I mean, it is a fantastic deal because they're exempted of not paying no property tax, but they're also exempted of not paying that 3% transfer title tax that you have to pay part of your closing fees to the government. So bottom line is there's a lot of savings when it comes to all that, and also the equity, and most importantly, that they're buying new construction, so they don't have to deal with doing any remodelations or anything like that in the time.
Right. So, Jelincy, let me ask you this question. What is most popular with foreign buyers? When I was doing a little bit of my research, I kind of read two different things. One was that the builders are really getting into producing more luxurious homes, for people as that need has risen. And then also I was reading and understanding that there's some development more towards projects like condominium hotel type things where there's a rental pool and hotel services, and the hotel might even for a modest fee take care of that short-term rental, kind of a hassle part that people are afraid to have to do. So is that accurate? Are you seeing both opportunities?
That's interesting because it's one of the amazing things that we are having here. We have here developers that combine the hotel amenities, let's say, with a condo, a normal condo, with a great location. So we have a lot of different projects that are under construction in gated communities with golf, with a paddle court, court, tennis court, a lot of different sports, pools, the beach, even horses, everything. We have all in a community, and you can be an owner, normal owner of your apartment, and put your apartment in the rental pool or not. You are free to choose if you want to manage your own apartment, or you want to hire something out of the rental pool to do that or not. Here is not that a structure. You can, as an owner, you can have the choose of what you want to do with your investment here. And you have like a luxury hotel, but it's your home.
Well, it's nice to have options. And I think that is one of the things that buyers are a little bit fearful of is it going to be a lot of work? You know, the idea of owning, using it when you want and renting it when you aren't using it sounds great.
Yeah.
I think there's a myth in people's minds that it's difficult. And every time I have these conversations, no matter where in the world, it seems to be much easier than people think. That fear is getting in the way. So I'd like to kind of dispel that. So thank you for setting everything straight. I mean, the Dominican Republic is probably, I think, one of the least expensive destinations to live in the Caribbean, but at the same time, profitable for investors. So it's just like a perfect marriage. And then, again, the beaches and the Presidente. So what are you waiting on, right? So but let's look at the properties, because that people get very excited and interested to see exactly what, X amount of dollars buys you. And this is another area where we can kind of get rid of the myth that it's only for the rich, to have a second home. So let's get the screen up here to get your properties on, and we'll just go one by one through these 5 properties and have you all talk about them. Hang on one second. We're having a little bit of an issue. Give us a minute to get this on. Okay. Let's get to this next screen. And it looks like, okay. Okay, let's get to the first property. Let's see who we're going to be starting with. Here we go, Felipe. Okay, so this is what you were starting to talk about in the introduction, correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Okay, go ahead and tell us more.
Absolutely. Thank you. Great. So yeah, this is Ocean Bay luxury residence. These start at 855 all the way up to 1.3. As mentioned, they come with the comfort tour, which is the 15-year no property tax, also 3% transfer title tax exempted. This property, it's being right now, that's the last beachfront lot available in the area. So it's very important to get into one of these, because that's it. There's no other oceanfront property available at the time. So as mentioned, it comes from the Wild Properties. They have been building for the past 19 years here in Punta Cana. Their properties come with high-end quality standards. We're looking at I believe there's only about 20 units left here, and the condos will be ready for December of 2023.
And Jeanette, the nice thing about Ocean Bay is that this is at Bavaro Beach. This is prime Punta Cana tourist destination location. This is where some of the first resorts in Punta Cana were built in this area. And there's no real estate left to build on this beach. I mean, this is one of the last projects on Bavaro Beach. And these units, 3-bedroom oceanfront units for under $1 million. I mean, where are you going to find that in the US? And all available for short-term rental.
And so what would something like this rent out for in the year? You had mentioned the cap rate, but give me kind of a dollar number on, maybe a gross number, since of course we don't know what someone's net is depending on their basis. Any idea what something like this might rent out for?
We do have an investor sheet. Do we have one on this one, Felipe? I believe it depends on the time of year. Noval has investor spreadsheets where they've worked out all the numbers with the different peak season rates, and their occupancy and cap rates are based on a very conservative number. They're basing it on 65% occupancy, which I already mentioned earlier. Most properties and the DR right now are renting at 85 to 95% occupancy. So it really depends on the time of year, but I believe for some of these units at peak season, you can get upwards of over 400 a night. Isn't that correct?
Yes. The average that Noval has already with the rental yield that they have for this property, it's at 500 a night. That is the average per night.
I mean, that's great. If you're not sleeping there, somebody else might as well be, and let you make some money at the same time, right? So
Yeah.
the difference between the 855 and the 1.3, is that square footage? Is that the main difference?
That is correct. The square footage, when we're looking at a 1.3, we're looking at a penthouse.
Yeah, and the higher level, the higher the higher the level, the higher the price, just like in the US.
Perfect. Okay, that's an amazing option. What do we have after this? Christy, yes. Oh, this is gorgeous. Please tell us more.
Yes. So next, we're talking about Atlantida. Is that what?
Yes, Atlantida.
This project, I was so drawn to this project. There is going to be nothing like this in Punta Cana. This is a brand new project. It's scheduled to be finished in December of 2024. And you can see on the bottom left corner there, that first big ring, or that first big circular to the right, that's phase 1. That's what we're selling right now. To the left is going to be phase 2, and in the top corner there, that's actually going to be an amphitheater. And one of the cool things about this property is there's going to be commercial space around it with a gym, a full gym, restaurants, shopping. And right now, the price point, the entry level price point for this property, it was $139. Those were the studio units. They've sold out. And now I believe they're at $149 right now, unless those have sold out too. But this property, you can get a 2-bedroom swim up unit for $350,000. And this swim up unit also has a jacuzzi. You can see that inner circular, the center of the phase 1, that's a beach club. And there's 2 rings of condos around, and around the inner ring, that's a man-made beach that backs up to the beach club with the swim up units. And then the outer ring, that's another man-made pool. This is going to be, I believe Noval said, the largest pool in Punta Cana, maybe in the Dominican Republic. And many of these units, you have the swim up offering. The top level units are going to have a rooftop deck with jacuzzi. And those, the price points in here, they start, as I said, at $149. And those rooftop units, I believe they go all up to the 500,000s. And you can get a 3-bedroom corner unit, swim up unit, I believe, for around 500,000, if I'm correct. Felipe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, see the price points, 139 to 525. So these are perfect for short-term rental. They're also going to have a boutique hotel, right? It is another little section in here. And that boutique hotel will manage the entire property. So, that's gonna make sure that all the rental rates stay at the same rate. They're gonna be able to control the pricing so that they're staying competitive. And all the units will be furnished upon completion, included in the price.
Wow.
And these are all qualify for the Confiture, the tax exemption for up to 15 years. And, this has been a very popular project with my investors. I've already sold several in here. In fact, the pricing is going up 5% May 1st. So, time is of the essence. So if anyone's
before April 30th.
Yes, if anyone's interested to learn more, we can set up a Zoom call with Noval to go much more in depth into this property. If any of your viewers are interested, just reach out to me or Felipe and we can set up that Zoom call. We can do them on the weekends. We can do them anytime. But like I said, the pricing's going up.
Yes.
Very
Automatically, those 139s, we have to check the availability, but after we don't mistake, I think they're already sold out. So now the ones are 149 and up.
Yes, and another thing I'd like to mention is now this this property is not right on the beach. If you look up to the right corner, you'll see where that little white locator is. That's where they're building this. They will have a shuttle that's going to be taking anyone who's staying here can take the shuttle to their beach club. And the beach club is right on the beach. It's less than 5 minutes away. And, anyone who buys it here will have free access and a free shuttle to the beach club as well. So even though it's not right on the beach, you've got the resort-like amenities, and they're going to have that shuttle going constantly to the beach club that is less than 5 minutes away. Another thing they're actually building nearby is a brand new theme park that's built by the same builders as Universal Studios. And so this is going to be a perfect short-term rental location for families. It's in prime tourist Bavaro Beach location. You really can't get a better location in Punta Cana with this property. There's nothing like this. The design, it's modeled after Atlantis. That's the whole theme. The beach club. Yes, there's just nothing like it. And you can imagine if you had a 2-bedroom swim up unit for $350,000, imagine how easy it would be to rent that,
Well, you mentioned something that I think is real important about setting up these Zoom meetings, because in the past couple of years, I've been selling for 24 years, and it wasn't until 2 years ago that we actually sold something over Zoom.
Right.
But now it's normal. So you can set up a tour for people, help them get educated before they even get on a plane to come down to see you. So I think that helps things along, and you only have a couple of days before prices go up on this. So you need to get moving. What is the next property that we have after Atlanta to share?
I believe it's Harbor.
Well, this is Las Iguanas. Las Iguanas, Cap Cana. Oh, I'd love to hear.
Yeah.
And I like this diversity, because now this looks like a single family home.
Yes, this is actually the budget for these properties. There are too many villas under construction, and those villas have the big difference that they are building in a golf camp. So you are not close to the golf, you are on the golf. And you have the beach really close to you. You have all the amenities of Cap Cana. Cap Cana is a gated community, a luxury gated community here in Punta Cana. It's one of the most popular gated communities here, because have a lot of entertainment, and it's a big property with a lot of security and a lot of people from the artists, baseball players, golf players are looking for property there. And this is a really good project for the people that are thinking on moving here or just spend like 6 months here and 6 months there. Because here you can have a really luxury villa with 3 or 4 bedrooms, and the developer is open to furniture, everything, and charge you. So you can just start making business, and after a year, you're gonna receive your villa with all the things, just your keys and your clothes, and you are in a really luxury opportunity of having that here.
So Jalincy, a single family home, let's just say like this, those two will rent out maybe to larger families? You have that demand? Okay.
Yes. For example, if you are coming here and you are coming with your friends, you may rent a villa with 3 or 4 bedrooms to be with the people that you are coming down. So it is really affordable. And the villas in Cana are always rented.
They are. They're always rented.
Yes,
I can
always
see why,
rented.
I can see why they're beautiful. Okay, what do we have next after Los Iguanas? Was that it? Was that our last one?
I think we missed one.
I think that's all that we have. Here, let's go back to our screen before we put all the contact information up if we can. So we have, I mean, that was a good kind of overview of condos and single family houses. And nice to hear that any of them can be rented out, that there is the demand for that. So we are going to put some contact information up here in just a minute. And as I said, we'll just keep it up for a minute so you guys can take that information down. It was so nice for you all to share. I think we all have some new friends in the Dominican Republic, and many reasons now to go down and visit those friends. So
Yeah.
we're really, really grateful that you are able to enlighten us with all the information about the purchase process. We know, as we've kind of touched on today, that the demand is really changing. Many people are moving away from spending money on stuff and looking to spend it on experiences. And what better way to do that than to live and breathe a lifestyle in a dream destination. And if you have the flexibility to work from there, that's fantastic. And I think everybody's really kind of getting into that. The lure of a getaway place is really pushing so many people into second home ownership. In just the last 2 years, there's been a 29% increase in second home ownership, with just under 10 million Americans owning a second home. So if that sounds appealing to you, consider the Dominican Republic as is not only a lifestyle opportunity, but a financial opportunity for you as well. So for all of you viewing today, let's put that contact information back up so that you all take a screenshot. If you're like me, I take pictures of everything with my cell phone so that you can reference it later. Put this contact information into your phone. You may be thinking, I've never even been to the Dominican Republic. And sure enough, you'll have a reason to go. And why not, while you're there, contact one of these fine folks to be able to show you around and see what kind of opportunities you have. You won't be the first person to leave the Dominican Republic with more than a t-shirt. So
I'm here. Actually, Jeanette, I missed something that we need that your people know is a lot of the developers that we have here offers fly and buy and things. So some of the clients can start making the process in your town, but after when they come to buy, they're gonna receive like a ticket or flying discount. So it's very interesting because you fly and buy and you don't pay anything, just get your property.
I like that, fly and buy. I haven't heard that before. What? Yeah, it's perfect. Why not? Well, I know there's people out there that are going to be viewing this, but this is going to be intriguing. So I encourage you to reach out to one of these agents and really reach out to any of your local Keller Williams agent, because that local agent can introduce you to agents all over the world. I mean, again, we're in 57 regions with offices from coast to coast in the US. So your local agent is a resource for you if you have an idea of a place, if you're traveling someplace and you think while you're there, you might want to take a little bit of time out to explore the real estate opportunities. Call your local KW agent today and have them connect you with an agent where you're going. It's never too early to do that, because the agent can start educating you, like we mentioned, like what Christy shared over Zoom, before you even get on the plane to maybe flying by. But it's nice to have that basis of information before you actually land and start looking. So again, it's never too early to start that connection. And we want to help bring your dreams into reality for you and your loved ones. So sadly, our time is over. I could literally spend all day long flying from place to place, virtually flying and looking at real estate. It's so much fun. But please do, explore and connect, because again, why not? And as a note, we are a worldwide community here at Let's Explore. So please choose your preferred charity and donate to the Ukrainian causes. We are a family here on Let's Explore, and let's treat each other that way. So again, I'm in such gratitude for you all for taking time out of your day. Poor Christy's actually in a time zone. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning where she is.
I'm in Las Vegas.
She's really sacrificed to be here. So thank you so much. So much gratitude to you. We really appreciate it. And thank all of you for joining us. We will be on another island next month. I think we have a theme going. The winter is over and we're ready for some beach time. So just think reggae. That is your sneak peek. So until then, from the beautiful city of Austin, Texas, this is Jeanette Spinelli with the Spinelli Residential Group, powered by Place. We are your Austin, Texas real estate consultants. Go out and make this a powerful day. Stay healthy, and above all else, be kind to one another. Thank you so much.